Hey, this is Vu, and they've got me chained down here watching all of the games, so I figured I'd show you a few pieces of utility that are either new or cool, or you can really expect to see more of in the coming months. And first off, we're going to have Astralis throwing a long A smoke that isn't completely new. In fact, you're seeing several teams in this event throw it, but you're also now seeing some counters to it, and it's really evolving in the meta.
It's just something different, right? They're hoping OG go for long control. They're rewarded. They get the Alexi kill as well as a rotator at mid. He's a huge name tag to grab at mid because, you know, either right or left side, he's usually the player overstacking one side or the other. And Device looking for this punish. Whoa, that's interesting. What's that? That was I guess the first one was a T-smoke. I was like, that wasn't two CT smokes, was it? And that tactic gets shut down.
Looking to corral in the middle, man, so he's got to fall off. Alexi blinded.
So that smoke isn't going to light off any fireworks, but it is actually adjusting the way people are taking long, and it does its job very well. So to throw it, get in the corner here, crouch down, and then jump throw. And Device is going to use that. It'll put out the molly and give him a bit of a one-way onto Valde here, but he's put out by a smoke off from Cat for Mantu. Now, if you look at this smoke, it's a pretty effective one-way, very tough to deal with in general for all of it does, and really that smoke is one of the best ways to deal with it. And Mantu's going to throw that by getting boosted up on a Cat, strafing a little bit wide, and then jump throwing off of the skybox. That'll put it out pretty effectively before we move on to number 2.
And I just like to say, they were in danger of losing that round in a tragic way if they didn't move as fast as they did.
Yep.
Which is a change from what we've seen from their retakes already. It's more deliberate, more confident.
Again?
And Breeze, he goes to copy and paste the same play as last round.
Perfect.
And Dirk gets an opening kill with a flash assist from Tarek.
Another!
It's an orchestra of frags for the CT side, and they've got immense control on the round.
Dude, they don't even let off. Stanislaw comes in from apartments. They've already evacuated. Breeze down Banana. He slices through them and exits, leaving nothing but an open wound.
So there's a good chance you've seen a bunch of teams running these mid crunches, and here's how a few teams are running it. This is really the least interesting way to run it. Couple of flashes there from Ethan. He's going to have some support, and then he's going to toss a T-stairs smoke from Carr. It's really the least interesting way this gets done. You have Tarek throwing a very nice flash here deep off of that wall that Breezy will actually peek off of to grab that kill. You can see the flash assist there is the most interesting part of this version. He also knows the flash is coming and instantly peeks off of it. The more interesting ways this strat is run is actually the following ones I'll show. So this one is the previous round. Tarek throws one flash instead of two, and then we'll move over and throw this smoke, which will land T-stairs that can give some cover for that mid player to fall back after getting a kill or two, which is often the toughest part. Then Tarek's going to give a nice thank you to Ethan by nading directly on top of him, but Ethan will grab the kill regardless, and the round does go their way. The way G2 run this is a little bit different. They'll have Amanek throw the smoke from Graveyard instead. I've slowed it down so you can see exactly how he throws this. Either one worked just fine, and they land about the same time regardless, so it doesn't make too much of a difference. But we'll show you how Hunter sees it, and then we'll move on in a second to look at a game on Overpass with another cool smoke.
10th round is coming up now, and again, CTR outside of the B-bomb site, and the rest are off doing something else. Tabson and Searson and Keto still with that 3-man setup, pushing aggressively. And why not? Because they haven't been punished for doing this. There's no reason for them to stop doing it. NIP have not found an answer to this or anything else at the moment. So just everything is still on the table for Big. Keto is here, and he's going to get that one, but quick trade, and they also drop Tabson over at long. So now it's on Searson. He couldn't escape. He wanted to move forward. Didn't want to unscope because that would give the game away. So just like that, it's a 3-for-1 trade.
Next up, this is the one that goes worse than any of these other smokes in the exact highlight. We've got a smoke here that lands deep monster from outside bathrooms, and it doesn't seem like much, but this allows Keto to actually play up with an A side aggression rather than throwing it from CT spawn where they'd be much delayed. And he's going to run it in tandem again with that A aggression. Searson's going to be throwing a smoke here towards T stairs. Don't copy it because that one misses. And then he's going to throw a flash for a nice little peek out out here from Party off of Tabson, and then they're going to have a nice little piece of utility a little bit later as well. But this is just a well-coordinated strat. It allows Keto, again, to be supportive when otherwise usually that third player is very delayed. Then you're going to have Tabson there lining up the molly. That's quite nice molly, and a flash that gets thrown, but Rez hears that flash thrown, turns away, and gets the kill. So let's move on quickly to the coolest one yet.
The end of 2020 taught us anything. It's that Astralis and, like, you know, lower bracket comebacks
Yeah,
are there.
pretty much they have better
bread and
odds in
butter.
lower bracket to win the tournament than upper bracket. I think that might actually be a true stat. I'm not sure if it is, but
Ooh, what you doing, man?
well, that's crazy. Mantu's actually holding for the lower tunnels push. Searson goes right into it, being farther back from the angle. I mean, that is just genuinely him knowing that Montu could be there with an up holding, but he's got an advantage because there's a wall in front of Montu.
So this nade here, I think, is easily the coolest that we show. It's Searson's going to take 20 points of damage to one-way a nade to try and peek someone T-spawn, and he doesn't find him, so he goes more aggressive and gets the kill anyways. And this is just a beauty. You can throw it to cross or for that one-way. Searson here is going to throw it for his teammates to cross. Not a very complicated lineup, and they've got about a second to cross there before Mantu will be able to see anything on the other side of it, as you can see. And this is really reminiscent of something that would be thrown a lot in 2015, as you can see here, when the nade smoke would last a lot longer, so it was easier to throw more consistently. But this is really cool. Now let's move on to one that I think the casters explained perfectly well.
Here from Astralis. Device likes to play aggressive on the CT side when he has that AWP. He decides to play it a little bit, I mean, still here, still looking for the shot, but he will push top mid as well with that op. He's not afraid to.
And this is a beautiful setup actually from Astralis. I've seen this very many times before. They throw that smoke all the way to the barrel. You can see it right here in front of Hampus. That means if anyone is helping and then they flash their way out, and this time they took down CTR. But yeah, that's so cool. I've seen them do that a number of times before. I think they actually throw. I think it's Magus who throws the smoke basically from where the boost spot is. So right as you enter the B area, and then it's a genius setup. It's really cool to see. And it segments, if anyone is out there, they're going to get caught in the flashbangs, and the teammates that are further behind can't actually help out.
So that last one isn't a whole new thing. However, it is a variation that's newer based on something Astralis have done for a while. And I thought Anders did a perfect job of explaining it live, so why even go over it myself? Anyways, this was a few pieces of utility I think you're going to see in the meta in the near future. You're probably going to see more of, so I hope you enjoyed.